like I said, there is a set curriculum that, you know, there's a topic that each age group needs to work on every week, and within that topic there's, you know, different aspects of it. As a club in the academy, we obviously encourage our players to play out from the back and play through the thirds, using their own individual skill. You know, whether it's dribbling with the ball, whether it's passing the ball through, whether it's turning in tight areas. You know, being brave enough to accept the football in tight areas, being brave enough to get on the ball and be positive and not be scared to make mistakes, but at the same time, you know, making sure that the core responsibilities of being a footballer, of working hard, you know, having a good attitude, you know, keeping compact defensively, you know, all those you know, givens in football we try and put into place. But the philosophy is for our players to go out there and express themselves and enjoy themselves and play through the thirds, and that doesn't mean it's short passes all the time. If there's a ball in space and behind, then that's a space that needs to be exploited, you know, and they're encouraged to do that. So it depends on what other teams are doing as well. You know, if you set up and you're playing out from the back, and obviously you're a little bit kind of predictable in that regard. You know, teams press high up the park, but that's not a problem, because that puts them under more pressure, puts them in more pressure situations. And yeah, they might make a couple of mistakes now and then, but at least they're putting themselves in that situation to make those mistakes, so they'll learn from them. So yeah, the philosophy would be to get the ball down, play through the thirds, express yourself, individual, you know, talent, and in the final third, you know, go and express yourself. What can you do in product? Can you get your shot off? Can you use individual skill? Can you link up? Can you combine? All those sort of things. They're out there to express themselves and get better. Yeah, you know, yeah, because sometimes, you know, being a player myself, you know, you kind of reflect and look back on, you know, what made you, you know, play professional football for so long. Why did you stick in it? So I think it's actually the desire and determination and resilience of wanting to do it. You know, who really wants it, and I think that's one of the main things I took out of the first team. They're professionals who've been through, you know, the younger age groups, and they're there, and you know, they want to perform. They're hungry for it. And sometimes you look at young players and you're asking the question, you can see the talent, you know, you can see the technique, you can even see the game intelligence, but do they really have that last little bit? Do they have that desire, that determination, the want, the hunger to be a player? And I think that's probably one of the biggest things I've taken back, and it's what I look at a lot more closely now in regards to players coming through. Do they really want it? You know, are they just doing it for, you know, this is the best level at this moment in time, I'm happy to be here, or do they want to push on again? And it's a huge thing in relation to making it as a footballer, is that desire to do it day in, day out, week in, week out, and every game on a consistent level. So that's probably the thing I've taken out of it most. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely boys within the academy that have got talent. There's no doubt in that. There's definitely boys, you know, and they're all different. They've all got their different attributes. You know, some more than others. Some are still underdeveloped and got to, you know, grow into their bodies. Some of them are already physically big. Some really small but technically excellent. Some with excellent attitudes. Some with not so much excellent attitudes. There's a right mixture in there. And it's just trying to find that right balance in relation to, you know, making sure that certain players are in certain groups and being challenged. Are they in the right area? Are they playing in the right position? You know, what are they like, you know, mentally, socially, and trying to find out about the players themselves. You know, speaking to parents is an important thing as well for coaches. You know, to find out, you know, there might be something on in the background where he might be not feeling great, and that's why his performances have dropped. All those things come into the equation when you're assessing players. Is there boys? Yeah, there's definitely boys there with the potential to move on to League of Ireland level. If they keep going, there's definitely boys there with potential that could go a bit further. But I've seen so many players with talent at those ages and even older who have had more, some less. Some had less, went on and made it. Ones who had loads of ability didn't, because of those core factors of actually wanting it enough, and, you know, being able to deal with the disappointment and having the resilience to do so. But we've got some really good boys in the group, and the one thing I will say for our boys this season, they've been very disciplined, they've been very good, very well behaved. They've respected the referees. They've been honest with themselves, and they've showed humility as well, even when like they're winning games or whatever. They haven't been rubbing things in. They've gone on, so they deserve a lot of credit for that. And you've got to give the parents credit for that as well. The commitment that the parents give to the players as well. We're bringing them to training and twice a week, and bring them to games, and they're on the sideline supporting them. And for the most part, being there on the sideline and just watching them as well has been excellent. So I've been really happy, and been really happy with that. Well, I suppose first, we're always on the lookout. I'm always watching games. I watch a lot of games. In relation to the academy, the National League now is coming into practice under 15 level. So you're now starting to see that pathway on the National League level, and when the under 13s come in next year, that'll be the pathway for the elite players in the country to come through that under 13, 15, 17, 19 National League, playing with the best and against the best around the country. It will be great for the better kids. I think you have to be understandable as well of your own abilities, of where you are, and it's a thing that I've spoke to certain parents about this season as well, where I felt maybe if their kid was struggling at certain age groups or whatever, and they can have a negative effect on the kid. Confidence-wise, it can drop. His enjoyment of the game can drop. Wanting the ball, hiding, all those things can have a direct effect on him, and that's very important as well, that we make sure that the kids are playing at the right level, or have the potential to play at the level that they are playing at, so they can actually enjoy the game. And that's something that you have to be realistic about as well. Am I at that level to play National League? If not, then I go down to the next level. If I can excel at that level, then maybe give that next level a go again. I suppose it's the process of finding out how good you are and where you're at that moment of time. And if you're playing to your full potential and enjoying it and doing really well, then you need to challenge yourself at the next level. If you're playing to your full potential and maybe not excelling, then maybe you found your level.